I've learned in the span of those many years cannot be compared to anything. It can't be compared to going to school.
No, about Ronaldo being the best.
Yes.
I
Being the
differ.
best.
I differ with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who-
There is one goat.
Eh?
There is one
Who's the
goat.
goat?
The goat is Messi. I'm a Gen Z, and I understand how easy we get frustrated. I don't know whether it's because it's the economy that has frustrated us to the extent of whenever we see something that does not go in line with what we want, we just decide to be violent. So I knew if I was given that sash, I don't know whether I would take a photo with that.
Yes.
Yeah, and imagine having a very nice girl, and then all of a sudden your sash is written from the wrong
Bottom
side.
up, yes.
Yeah, and again it's bigger.
The
It's
size,
not
yeah.
going to the hip level. Niweke kwa Mwalimu Karori, niweke kwa Daktari Kago, and
yeah. Titles.
yeah, titles. So I was like, I also need something. I want to be different in my family.
Athletics are also organized because most of their managers come from the West. They come to Eldoret, pick those guys. So there's that discipline and organization. So I think it's just organization that is needed. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Sash and Style, episode 11, season 2. We can't thank God more for giving us this opportunity to go this far. It's never easy. And if you've not subscribed, kindly go to your YouTube and subscribe Sash and Style. We are at a different location today, if you notice. We're in Nakuru. We are moving. Thank you so much to Chili's for giving us an opportunity to record at your venue. Chili's is in Nakuru on Ogingo Dinga Street, downtown, just next to Naivas. So today, I have a very interesting guest. This guest is a model, is a fashion designer, and she's a woman referee. There are not so many Kenyan women referee. So very interesting time. And without further ado, I would like to introduce my guests. I never introduce my guests. I want you to let the people know who you are.
Hello, this is Ngendo Maina. I am a fashion design and marketing graduate, a football referee, as you have heard, with 8 years of experience, a pageant model, and probably the next mother of fashion. Thank you so much.
Wow. So Ngendo, just jumping direct. Your passion for pageantry must go way back. So tell us, where did your dream for pageantry start?
My dream for pageantry started in Dika Primary School during a talent show. They just chose random people, especially because of the height. So we were given a chance to just catwalk and enjoy the runway without even. We just had the uniform and the normal creative wears.
Yes.
The normal creative were mostly made of gazettes and everything. So that's where my passion started. I went to Kamagut High School.
Continued high school?
Kamagut High School in Eldoret.
Yes.
I found a very good principal, Mr. Bet, and we used to have a talent show in our school. I continued from there, 2015, 2017, and now after finishing high school, I went to Machakos University, and I continued with my passion.
Wow. So you are in primary school, you've been picked because of your height. You've gone to Eldoret for high school. Your school is interested in fashion. Then you're at Machakos University. Of late, we've heard so much about Machakos University. I think 2 years ago, I met your principal at
The VC.
Yeah?
The
The VC, the lady.
Yeah.
The VC at some club in Westlands, a hotel in Westlands. We were having a ICT meeting.
Yes.
And she was telling me about her passion for arts, and we just talked about the club. Yes. So in Machakos University, you have a club.
Yes, we have one.
You're among the founders, or you found it there?
No, I didn't find it there. I am among the founders. Yeah, probably a member from day one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us about it. Is it, do you register? What does it do? Does it mentor models? Is it about fashion? What is it about?
So I'll start where the club started. The club is Machakos University Modeling Association. So in 2019, we had Judy and Mike from, you remember them from Mr. Universities,
Yes,
Kenya.
yes, yes.
So those are the people I found as Mr. and Miss Machakos University by that time. So after the event for Mr. and Miss Machakos University that year, that is 2019, we decided that pageantry is not something that you do today and forget about it until next year. You have to be training day in, day out and understand the art. You have to understand, not to cram the art. So that's why we came up with an idea of making a club, that is Machakos University Modeling Association. Started with the first 10 members, continued to 2020, then COVID hit. We went for a long break. In 2021, we now decided that this club deserves to be registered in this university because people really mistake how models, who are pageant models to be specific, because nowadays there are so many things that are associated with modeling, with being a model, that are so funny. So we had to write a constitution, get rejected, not once, not twice. Yeah,
It's not easy.
because some people will find will most some people associate modeling with things like I don't want to mention, you understand, Baba.
Yes, yes.
So we had to make the school understand that pageantry is about giving back to society. It's about producing leaders of tomorrow, and generally making the world better through an art.
Great. So at long last, they understood what pageantry is, and you registered the club.
Yes.
So it's fully registered. It's on the wax.
Yeah, fully registered, and you have to register with a comrade price, that is 150 shillings. Then you become a member of the club, and you have to contribute 50 shillings every week for the club to run, because we're in a university. We need to do charity. We need to, at least for it not to be boring, we need to go to team building activities outside the catwalk training, and any other requirement that is needed.
Wow, what a beautiful concept in university. We I personally do the Mr. and Miss University. You're talking about Michael. His
Yes.
name is Michael.
Yes.
Michael was a great guy. All the girls wanted to be with Michael because when he started speaking that Queen's English, everybody wants to listen to him. He was a very interesting contestant during Mr. and Miss University that year. So this year we're going back to university, and that's why I was a bit engaging you, because
Yes.
most universities are not keen about the contesting,
Yes.
and not many have a place where they can be nurtured like you're doing at Machakos University.
Yes.
One of the things that I've noticed, and this is what I wanted to discuss,
Yes.
you do a lot of judging
Yes.
in universities.
Yes.
So my question to you is, you've done a lot of judging in universities. So number one,
Yeah.
most universities don't do it correct.
Yes.
Is there a university that you've gone to and realized they have the love for pageantry the way you're doing? And number two, do you encourage them to start clubs like you've done in Machakos, or just give them the blueprint of what you did for you to convince the administration that this can actually happen?
Yeah, the first Mr. and Miss that I love about the first university that we'll talk about is KU, and the thorough process of choosing a queen. They'll start from from preliminaries to the finals. Those are 6 good levels. So for the primary, you'll have to contest in your institution because they have satellite campuses. That is, for example, we have Kitui campus, Town campus. So you'll go for round 1, like just like this of Nakuru. You go for round 1, round 2, round 3, quarters, semis, then finals. So that is a place that I found that is very organized for a pageant, for a university pageant, because you know what usually happens.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So the few universities that I give credit, KCA has become a big pageant organizer.
Yes.
There's Jomo Kenyatta University, also a big. I don't know about Catholic, but they're on and off. I think your current judging was in my home county.
Yes.
That's Siaya. In fact, in my home in Bondo.
Yes.
Um, I think Bondo used to be called Siriba College before they given the need to become a campus. How was it at the university of the rural area? Was it just the Luo students, or it was just a mix of students? How did you find it in terms of the production of the show, the quality of the models, and just generally the event itself?
So
At Just, it's called Just, eh?
just yes.
Yes, yes.
So nowadays, whenever I'm applying for judging, I always find a way to advise. I start looking for a school that I want 3 months prior, because I want to make. I like it when they produce a show. I'm one person who is interested in fashion show production. So whenever a show is produced with poor quality, that pisses me off.
It kills
So
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I started explaining to the student leader how it's done, tried to give him ideas of the sponsors. So by the time I got there, I was so happy because of the stage. At least because I have been close to student leaders in Machakos University, and I understand how sometimes the budget, yes, they'll write a good budget. Then when it goes to the next level, they will cancel some of the most crucial things. Like there's a time I was my one of my friends was a student leader about about why should somebody be trained for them to go and compete. Then I had to give him a reference. Thanks to God, I'm a footballer, and I asked them, whenever you're training your football players, what do you expect from them? Should they just come on the
Field, yes. Pitch, yeah.
on the match day and get into the pitch without you knowing their strengths and weaknesses, and eliminating some 1-2 people, so that will the game be a good one?
Correct, yes. I know, for example, Ronaldo, the player,
Yes.
he uses 60% of his time
Yes.
on the pitch or the gym. He's the best. He doesn't need to be
Yeah.
in
But
the
I
gym
beg
or
to
the-
differ with you.
But so we can differ. So it's the same thing with pageantry or modeling. You cannot say you're very perfect, so you just sleep and wait for the day of the event.
Yes.
There are different things that you need to learn. There are different themes of the event. So you must train. I think in anything you do in this world, you must actually make it perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying you differ.
No,
Yeah.
about Ronaldo being the best.
Yes.
I
Being the
differ.
best.
I differ with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who-
There
who-
is one goat.
Eh?
There is one
Who's the
goat.
goat?
The goat is Messi.
Yeah, I know somebody who loves Messi, yeah, to death. Yeah, so I mean, like they say, beauty lies in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
So some will say Messi, some will say Ronaldo. But what I was trying to say is,
Yeah.
at any point in time,
Yeah.
you must perfect your tool.
Yes.
So the only way to perfect your tool is keep training it.
Yes.
They say, for example, for me, I've been in pageantry for 25 years. The consistency, what I've learned in the span of those many years, cannot be compared to anything. It can't be compared to going to school. So whatever I knew when I was 2 years into the pageant, and what I know today is totally like water and oil.
Yeah, it's a very vigorous process, and
Yes.
you need to. I know you have learned some things, relearned and unlearned some
Yes,
in the
yes.
process, because the way you thought it's done, it's not the way it's done maybe. So I love the way that just student leader handled it. He
Yeah.
made sure that the students were trained. He made sure that he tried to engage the sponsors.
Yeah.
And by the time I was there, I knew this is a well-organized event. I love the production. Yeah, basically everything. At least there were not so many beginners. Yes, I encourage beginners, but I knew these people at least have been trained. Even if you are a beginner, you can do 1, 2, 3 turns.
Very true.
Unlike for so many universities, you'll get there thinking that you'll judge using the turns and walks. Then now you have to forget about your pageantry and focus on the garments, because that's the only way you can find somebody.
Wow.
And after focusing on the garment, then you focus on the Q&A. And there's one rule I have as a pageant judge. I must ask every contestant who gets to top 5 their advocacy and how they are going to fund it. Because we have had queens with very big ambitions, but but for you to execute something, to make it come to reality, you have to get your things
Correct.
together. So, for example, if you want to do breast cancer awareness, yes, you can do it on social media, but you can't pay for, as a normal Kenyan comrade, you can't pay for chemotherapy unless you're working. So I'll always try to correct the models to make them understand that the simple things matter. Yeah, as far as, like, for example, as far as so many models have done the period poverty charities, I think they are still needed, even in universities. I once found a student, a lady, in one of the washrooms stranded. Then I asked her, why are you not why are you not moving? Because I had gone there twice. Why are you not moving from here? Is there anything wrong?
Yeah.
And she had to inform me that sadly she has to choose between food and sanitary towels.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. It happens a lot because everybody thinks because they can afford a suite, everybody will afford a suite. So, two things you've said that has caught my ear.
Yeah.
One of them is Kenyatta University.
Yes.
When we were growing up, there used to be a vice chancellor called Eshwani. Eshwani brought art to life in KU. That's when the ridiculous Kina Nyambane, Kina KJ, MP Dagoretti developed their career at KU. There's Nomobagi, and the number goes. And going back to the history of the 15 years that I organized Mr. and Miss University,
Yeah.
almost half of them,
Yes.
KU has either one or the runners-up. But it comes back from where from the background, because by the time they're coming for Miss University, which is very vigorous, they've already gone through that. So the rest that were just picked, or the night because they are godfathers decided they're going to win, they get it very frustrated, and probably some of them drop. So it's key that those guys organizing the pageants needs to know exactly what it takes.
Yeah.
The other thing you've talked about is giving back to society. That's the core business of pageantry. Some of them would ask them, why do you want to become Miss, let's say, Machakos University? Oh, because I'm beautiful, my friends told me to join and stuff like that. Not knowing what is behind pageantry. Number one, like you said, you ask them about what are they going to advocate for. And yes, you're going to advocate for environment, and you want to clean Nairobi River.
Yes.
Which the government has tried, apart from Mishuki, who at least tried to make a move. The government has been unable. So you, as Njoki or as Liki, what are you going to do to make it a success? I'm not saying you have to watch the river alone all the way. It's just that change, because in this world, the little thing that you change. If you are a referee, for example, if you do the right thing, when you go home, you feel joyed. If you're a referee and you've been given money to do a bad referee, you feel bad yourself. You know, behind your back, I didn't do the right thing. So I think the universities, when they're organizing the event, one of the things they need to understand is pageantry is key, pageant is not just about fashion. Pageant is about leadership. Pageant is about servantsness. So you have to give to society. You have to serve the people. Most of the time, we don't understand that, and that's why most of the time you find people don't know the difference between a beauty queen and a fashion queen. They're totally two different things. It's like water and oil. A fashion model just needs to go on the catwalk. You don't even need to understand a word of English, and you move. So as we're moving into the conversation, there's some of those, most of the universities, the event runs through the fashion week, the cultural week, sorry.
Cultural week, yeah.
So you mentioned one of the universities that you went to, because already, like I think the last one I was judging, Mystica Med School or something.
Medical, because School of Medical and Health Sciences.
Yes. So you find that same night they're awarding the category, which was the best dance or the Griama guys, which was the best dressed. So already mentally, people have come there. Somalis are supporting the people. So when they have a queen there, they want to influence without knowing what's happening. So tell us those challenges as a model judge, where you've gone to a school, a university, where already mentally we want to do this thing the way it is. We've already won the cultural category during the cultural week. So we also need to work and win the pageants. So tell us about your experience with that.
So, like my recent experience was from University of Eldoret, where I judged the cultural dances. I judged the rap, the dance, and every form of talent that was available for that cultural week. So because the competition is between the cultures, so the other students think that for you to get the winner, it's the person who is being cheered the most
Yes.
who should win, or a person from their culture. So what I do is make the student leaders understand. I made sure that they didn't understand and understood very well that this and this is what happens, so that they can also provide security, because I understand I'm a Gen Z, and I understand how easy we get frustrated. I don't know whether it's because it's the economy that has frustrated us to the extent of whenever we see something that does not go in line with what we want, we just decide to be violent. So what I do is make sure that the dean understands, the student leaders understand, and I make them understand that today is my day. They have done their work choosing me as a professional. They should leave that to me and my fellow judges.
Yes.
So with that that makes my life easy in terms of judging, because I'll always speak out and also inform them that if in case they have their own winner, they can as well sit and judge. Sorry to say so.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell them on their faces that if you have your own winner, or you want to influence me because you're paying me, unless you sit there and judge, because for example, this year I've been judging far away from Nairobi. So imagine coming all the way from Machakos County, to be specifically County 016, heading all the way to Eldoret and crowning the wrong person.
I understand.
I can imagine how I'd be heading back to Nairobi and feeling ashamed because of such.
There's a rotten egg on your eye, so you feel so polluted. So I think that's well understood. So one of the things that the student leaders, the deans and staff need to understand, that it's not just about tribalism, because when the girl are on stage, the numbers doesn't matter. Contestant number one might be Wanjiro, contestant number two Akinyi, and then that never comes. The only time it comes out is probably when the crowd are jeering and they want their favorite. So we first is our tribe, then the next is the Kenyan community. But Kenya comes before the tribe.
Yeah.
So I think we need to embrace that. Like, for example, I support a team called Gor Mahia, where in Kenya is the biggest fan base. It's tribal, but of late you find everyone is supporting. Most of the tribes are supporting God, because everybody wants to be in the leading side. So again, this happens to pageant where we find that the contestants want to come there and they want to bring their cheering squad, because again, you can't just go on stage and everybody's up.
Yeah.
There's something about when you have support, it gives you more morals and stuff like that. So I think let's forget about this cultural tribal thing and make pageant what it is, universal. Going back to, you said you're a pageant queen. Could you tell us some of the pageants that you've been involved and how did it go?
Okay. I think this will also motivate some of the models who have never won a big title.
Yes.
So I've been to Beauty of Africa international pageants, to Miss University Africa Kenya, Miss Africa Kenya finalist, and Face of Nakuru, and Mr. and Miss Machakos University. And trust you me, yes, I've earned some titles, but I've never won a crown. But I'm here because I understand what has brought me to this industry. Sometimes people don't win, and for you to know to differentiate between a beauty queen and a model, if a beauty queen is whether a beauty queen is crowned or not crowned, they will continue with what they love. But for a model, that day you'll hear every sort of insult. They change from the polite person to a totally different person with different characters. Some even waiting after the event and becoming disorderly, and you are like, what just happened? You are behaving like a queen 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. I know that happens most of the time. A lot of those people, when they don't win,
Yeah.
they become very violent.
Yeah.
And we keep preparing them. That's why we do pre-event or boot camp. So it just depends on your morality. Some people throw their hands, but during the boot camp, they're so soft and stuff like that. So I've been telling, like, tonight we'll have Face on Nakuru.
Yeah.
And I was telling the girls, not everyone can have the crown.
Yes.
On the night of the crown, it's just the grace of God.
Yes.
But all of you are winners. But what are you going to pick from that pageant that you are in? Some of them have not won, but are very, very successful because of pageantry. Some have become designers, some have become makeup artists, some have gone ahead to become fashion pageant organizers. So while you're at it, you done pageantry and you're in a process where you're moving from pageantry into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And I'm one of your clients.
Yes.
At what point did you decide to start doing sash and also sell crown?
Okay, I started that after one of my there's something you don't know about MUMA, that is Machakos University Modeling Association. We decided to incorporate any university and tertiary institution around. So we have models from KMTC Machakos, we have models from Scott Christian University. Basically, the tertiary institutions around there, we found a way to blend them in so that we can make Machakos a fashion hub, and make sure that people in Machakos understand what modeling is. So there is one of my the girls I train, she was crowned and given the birthday tiara. On top of that, there are these sachets. I call them blankets. It's 10
Yes,
inches.
I've seen it.
10 inches written in the wrong manner. How will you be confident as a queen working with such a sash?
Sash, yes.
Yeah, and for me, because design is a communication tool, I really look at what will reduce my self-esteem. So I knew if I was given that sash, I don't know whether I would take a photo with that.
Yes.
Yeah, and imagine having a very nice girl, and then all of a sudden your sash is written from the wrong side.
Up, yes.
Yeah, and again it's bigger.
The
It's not going to the hip level. So I decided to use my knowledge as a fashion designer to make sure that, yes, as far as I am earning, I'm also looking at that side. I want queens to be confident in everything, because I believe your mind works well when you're comfortable, when you're fully comfortable.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, if you got a stain before if you had a stain
Yeah.
right now before you
Came
started,
to the studio, yes.
yeah, you'd be finding ways of hiding it.
Yes, so
So
become
I
unconscious, yeah.
yeah, so for me a bad sash is a stain. Yeah, it will even make you look ugly yet
True,
you are not.
true.
Yeah, so that is one of the reasons that I started that pageantry sash business.
So without, if you did not go to pageantry and realize the size of sash or how that sash would kill that beautiful dress,
Yeah,
then you'd not be doing this business, right?
probably maybe I would find my way around it because
Yes.
my first order of sachets was not from a pageant, it was from a church.
Yes.
So I made the one for ushers. I was the one who designed it from scratch for that church. So I think I would maybe I would have interacted with the sachets in different manners.
Great. So, in what I was trying to say is,
Yeah.
you not won pageants, but from pageantry, you got an inch where your business is involved in pageantry, which is provision of sash and crowns.
Yeah.
So this was telling the people that you don't need to be
Yeah.
a winner to
Yeah.
be able to achieve in whatever you're doing.
Yes.
You can diverge from, like for example, you from a footballer to a referee. So don't have to win to be a queen
Yeah.
to be able to achieve from whatever you've discussed. So back to now, football. You played football, then I know now you are a referee. At what point did you decide to become a referee and not a footballer?
So Dika Primary has always produced a star in football. Like we
Yes.
have Winket Kari, he plays number 3 in Harambee Starlet. So as we were heading to the team, uh, uh, we one day headed to the field to do training, and then they were complaining about what is happening in terms of whenever they go for games, they don't get their allowances. Whenever they go for games, sometimes they feel like whenever it's their match, it's supposed to be a woman who is officiating, maybe. So there's a niche here where I can earn money as a student. So uh, I got the idea of, I was in Form 3 when I got that idea of becoming a referee.
Yes.
I got my certificate in 2016. Then after getting my certificate, I didn't use it until the next year in 2017 before I went to my KCSE. Yeah, that time I was feeling like my family is full of, I needed something to do, something else to do other than education because
Yeah.
in my mom's side of the family, it's either when you're going home you have to like the way we call this Naivas downtown stage,
Yes.
you'll have to say niweke kwa mwalimu Karori, niweke kwa daktari Kago,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Titles.
yeah, titles. So I was like, I also need something. I want to be different in my family. I want to have something else to do. And come 2018, when I was choosing my course, my aunt gave me ideas of of the courses that she wanted me to do. Everything was like Bachelor of Education Arts, Bachelor of Education Science. So I was like, no, this is not my side. So I told her, because there are two more
Process.
two more courses that I need to apply.
Yeah.
Let's add this and that.
Yeah, yeah.
So so that's how I came up with studying fashion. But now on the other side of being a referee, there is one thing that really pissed me off. And to the government of Kenya, this is for you. Please, please, please. Talent is paying. We can't all fit in these blue collar and white collar jobs. Please, whenever these players go to other countries to represent us, please make sure that they feel comfortable. It starts with their mind for you to be a winner. So produce a very conducive environment for them, because I had some of the players complaining that you'll go for a game, your allowances are delayed for months. That's your full-time job, because as if you're playing football, you have to train day and night, not day and night, day in, day out, for you to be somewhere. So that really pushed me from that side of being a player to the side of being a referee, because that one is managed by FIFA.
Yeah.
So in most cases, you remember in 2022, I think the reason as to why Kenya was banned was because of some things, some interference from one side that is not supposed to be interfering. I believe that they should provide funds and leave it to the professionals to do the rest. Yes, they can find a way to check to make sure that all the funds are well used, properly used. That is, but not making these arts, whether it's music or whether it's modeling, political. So I think that is one thing that really pushed me away from being a football player now to being a referee.
Wow, great. So, like you said, government need to check out on not just football, even in pageantry, where every year we have almost 10 to 20 models going to represent Kenya out there. Most of the time, they will have money for clothes, they will have air tickets. Every time, everybody has to go and run to the Minister of Culture to try and find some money. I think the government has just been ignorant or arrogant about talents itself. My thinking is they need to be educated, and apart from that, I think just disorganization. If everything is organized, if we did organize the plan to production here, we wouldn't be doing what we are doing today, or right away, right now. So I think there's money there, because that delay means there was money, but it was used for something. So I'll support your issue that government must understand that art is paying, sport is paying. America is run by artists and basketball players and football players. So again, if we nurture these young players and give them the opportunity to be able to play nationally and also play professionally, they're able to achieve the bigger goal, and Kenya will be up there, apart from just relying on athletics. And I think athletics are also organized because most of their managers come from the West. They come to Eldoret, pick those guys. So there's that discipline and organization. So I think it's just organization that is needed. I pray that one day we'll have an opportunity to sit with the government and explain to them how much it is important. For example, in fashion where you are, every person in this country wears a cloth. What if they found a way of making sure industry is run in a proper way? For example, just give guys funding, give guys loan to be able to buy machines, to be able to have TVET schools to train more fundis, not even designers, more fundis to be professional, stuff like that. So I think it just needs a bit of education. So you're done with the fashion, you're done with entrepreneurship, you're a queen, and we're looking at how well would we be able, as a person who is generally in everything, to change this industry. And today we are focusing on university, to be able to have professionalism in organization with the universities, to be able to have support in terms of corporate sponsorship coming in. I've seen like USAU and KCA having very good sponsorship. What would be your advice?
My advice would be like to models you're in those universities, vie for those positions as student leaders. Be the first one to do it. Do it scared. we had to explain even our current VC. I know our current VC is very supportive that is in Machakos University, but sometimes you need to make them understand some items. You know, if somebody doesn't know, they'll tell you what they
Think yes.
what they think.
Yeah.
So you would rather educate them. There is at least I'm in a generation where we can express ourselves and tell maybe you tell your dean of students that this is how it's supposed to be done. So for me, whenever I'm sending whenever I do most of the judging,
Yes.
I always send a recommendation the moment I get home. Like for example, in the University of Eldoret,
Yes.
uh, in University of Eldoret, we had I pushed for them to include Mr. Inclusivity. That is for students who are able differently. Students who are able differently, they can have their own
Category, yeah.
category, their own pageant, so that everybody, because like we said, pageantry is about leaders of tomorrow, people who can solve problem solvers. That is the best word I can use.
Yes.
So with that, we believe that even disability is not inability.
Yes.
So I'm making sure, as far as I am pushing for them to do it correctly, I'm also pushing for inclusivity.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that most universities listen. And again, I'm pushing, like for Masinga Technical and Vocational College. I think currently I'll call and get to know whether the Mr. and Miss were involved in are now being involved in making decisions as student leaders and to lead the institution. There's always a gap between the students and the community that is around that place. So I think the best people to use is models. Yeah, and again, you remember my university had an issue back in 2022. Yeah, I always inform them, the different universities, that the miss is a face. Instead of going to pay somebody else to come advertise for your university, like there's a university that recently took a dancer to influence for them, like a TikTok dancer to influence for them. And I was like, I wish I was the judge here, so that I would have explained to them that it's better, yes, as far as they are influencing, they could have incorporated the miss
Yes.
in that video to make sure that at least they are engaging their students in a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, with academics, I'm one person who believes that academics must always be accompanied by something else, because that's why we have some people who are educated, but when it comes to life, they will fail an interview because they were unable to introduce themselves. They felt like maybe things did not align the way they are supposed to. The only thing they can provide is an academic paper, meaning besides that, there is no way you can grow that institution.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that brief. Now we are going into Miss University at 15.
Yeah.
I want you to advise
Yes.
the student leader,
Yeah.
the school administration,
Yes.
and lastly, just the queens. They cannot only be flower girls, the queen and king, during the graduation. That the only responsibility is to carry flowers during the
graduation.
Number two, I talked to a lot of deans and were like, why do you even give us this queen? She's always drunk, she has problems and stuff like that. So, with your camera, advice, who is a queen, who is a king? Administration, why do you need to go to a bigger pageant after your university to make it bigger? Like you said, Mike came back with a bigger vision for Miss University that has changed the entire Machakos University to be who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So face the camera and tell our viewers.
Okay, so this is my advice for every institution. The first thing they complain about is finances. It's not a must to do this thing alone. You can even do it without using the funds from your university. Always make sure that you're organizing this event 3 to 5 months prior to the date, so so that you can have enough time for sponsors. There is no way you're gonna approach a sponsor on 10th and you have an event on 15th. So please check on that. Again, for the beauty queens, for every dean of student, I believe that they should check the discipline history of that student before they allow them to come into the pageantry, because they are spoiling names for beauty queens. Yes, I believe in change. I believe that a person can change. And recently I got somebody who made me so happy. That is one of Mr. Ruiru's second runners up. He was a former drug addict and now he has changed. So we can use it. You can allow those students, but under one condition: they are going to be better people. I believe that every course in the world is designed to solve a problem. That is the same case to pageants. We solve problems, and for that reason, you should choose somebody who looks like a beauty queen, not an expensive mannequin. I'm a fashion designer. If I need somebody to showcase my design, I'll choose a model. But for beauty pageants, please choose beauty queens. For student leaders, please engage the queens, and make sure that you understand the process before planning, so that you just don't plan something simply because you found the previous student leader doing it. And for the queens who are crowned, please, I know universities will award you 5,000, 10,000, or even less, and then you disappear. The only day you will be seen is when there is a graduation, when there is somebody to when somebody is needed to just say welcome to the leaders. So please work for those models that you contested with. Make sure that their dreams have become a reality in those institutions. Please, and I advise all the deans, if the beauty queen is misbehaving and cannot be able to handle the responsibilities, the crown, there is always a runners up. The crown, and crown the runners up. That is my advice.
Thank you so much for being here. Ngendo Jen is entrepreneur, a marketer, and a former beauty queen at Machakos University. We are engaging, we are rolling in for the 5th Mr. and Miss University Kenya. It's been absent for the last 3 years. If you think you're in university and you're at that position where you can register and contest, I will give you time to come in. Without further ado, we just want to thank you for sticking and watching us every week. Keep your eye on this, learn something. If you're not a beauty queen, ask them to join. Give your neighbor, your cousin, your auntie this handle, Sash and Style. We see you next week for episode 13. Thank you so much for being part of this. Tuonane next week. Asante sana.